Good morning, everybody.
Hey, hey.
Welcome in.
It's another Friday morning.
It's another Friday morning, another
It is.
great week.
Exactly.
Good
Really
things
good week.
in the pipe. Is that what
Yep.
they call it? That's it.
Down the pipeline.
In the pipeline, down the pipeline.
On the
Something about a
pipeline.
pipeline. I know that, so we'll go with that. Help me out. It's a pipeline, right? It's in the
Yeah,
pipe.
it's down the
pipe.
pipe.
No, it's not down the pipe.
In the pipeline.
In the
In
pipeline.
the pipeline.
In the pipeline. We're gonna go with that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, it's in the
pipeline. Yes, Corey is going to do some awesome filming this weekend, so we will be filming all weekend.
All weekend. I've been so excited. I've already pieced the whole project, and y'all know I don't piece at all, which is a whole nother process in the pipeline. But I pieced the whole project, and I've already started pinning it onto the frame yesterday. And you were like, or Diana was like, we're filming Saturday, right? And I was like, yeah, but tomorrow's Friday, and then it'll be Saturday, so I might as well just be started. And she was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, he was so excited. He's got it all loaded and ready to start filming Saturday afternoon, and so that he can launch some videos hopefully the following week or next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I knew this was happening.
Yeah. No, I didn't say all the videos. Just some of them. So
Try
anyway.
filming and editing with her. It has to go out that day.
I just know how excited you guys are to see it, so that's why. I'm like, go. If you didn't get a chance to watch last night, we had a really fun short video on how fast and easy it was to make a cuddle blanket.
Spike loves his. He cuddled up with it all night.
Yeah, so super, super easy. You literally can get a yard of our Cuddle Lux. You can cut it in half and make it like a baby size one. You don't have to do any quilting. It's like literally just sew it together, flip it, and you're done. Or you can get 4 yards, so 2 yards for each side, and make a really large, full-size one. Yes. And that's what I cuddled up in last night.
You did. Oh yeah, you sent me a picture of you on the couch with it. You're like, this is lovely. Thank you for making it. You're welcome.
So soft. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, jump back and watch that. You'll see how fast and easy it is to make one of these.
It was like what, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't even the sewing process. I think it was like 10 minutes to make it.
Super fast. And the reason the Cuddle Lux works so good, and probably Cuddle in general, is the inside stuff that it has to kind of hold it together so you don't have to tack it down. So anyway, super fun. Go back and watch it if you haven't. Good morning, everyone. We have people from everyone on again. Thank you for watching us and being up this morning wherever you are to watch us.
Good morning.
So splash of color. So that is our little topic today.
Didn't you love the background? Did you see that? The one that I put us over? Yeah. I loved it so much. I came across it on the design apps that I use, and now it's the background for my computer with our logo over it. But I just saw that and I was like, splash of color. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's going to be the episode, and we're going to call it that. We're going to see what we can find out.
There we go.
And then you came out with a great idea having to do with a splash of color. So talk to us about your idea.
So when I was thinking splash of color, I was like, you know what? I want to engage the audience, because that's what we like to do on Friday mornings. So we thank goodness you guys are here watching so we can engage you. Is like, what is your go-to thread? Let's share with your friends. Like, what is your go-to thread color? I guess you don't have to say brand if you don't want to, but you can if you want. But your color. So back in the day, we had some go-to colors. Corey has go-to colors he goes to now. But what is your go-to color? Like, if you're looking at that quilt top and you're just not sure what to put on it, it's kind of like all kinds of different colors on the top. Maybe it's a scrappy quilt or something, and you're like, what should I put on that? What should I do with that? I do not know what thread to put on there. What is your go-to color that you use to make that quilt work, right? Is that the right way I'm saying it?
Yeah.
Saying it the right way?
Yeah. In the pipeline.
In the pipeline. So while you're putting your comments in, I'm going to tell you the go-to colors back in the day, because I've been doing this or around this since 2001, so a really, really long time. Back when there was only a couple lines of threads out there. So I'm going to show you the 2 lines of threads that were out there way back when, and the colors that sold like 100 times over anything else. And then Corey's going to show you his go-to colors.
Okay.
So I already have a friend that's already said it. Thanks, Donna.
There you go.
Because she knows.
Donna's getting it started.
This was the go-to, one of the go-to colors back in the day. So it was called Mother Goose, and it was permacore Mother Goose and Signature Mother Goose. They're very similar in color. So if you were a cotton person, you went with this one. If you were polyester or just industrial commercial, you went with this one. And those were, because these were the only two lines back then. And so this was the go-to color. This one sold more than anything, more than white.
Did it
Now
really?
it did.
Oh wow.
And then the next go-to color from back in the day. So if you've been doing this a while, you'll know this too.
You say from back in the day like we don't still sell it.
No, we still sell a lot of
Yeah,
it.
we do.
But I mean,
That was the most
seriously,
popular color at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was dyed natural in Permacore or parchment in Signature. So if you've been quilting for a long time, you know that I'm right.
Wow.
Well, I mean, because of people like, well, how would you know? No, I literally was packing this stuff for years. And so back in 2001, 2002, all the way up probably 2005, 2006, these were the most popular colors. They're still popular,
They're
but
still very
these were the
popular.
only two lines. So but they had lots of colors to choose from, but you would go with these two, and this was it. So now, what is your go-to colors today?
Okay. Where do you want me to start?
We've got, look, so we got parchment.
I've got a
light
couple
gray,
of different
bone.
ones here. I don't have parchment.
No, I'm talking about on
Oh,
people are using the colors, their go-to colors.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see where I would start. Let's rearrange this. I'm trying to think in my head. I should have rearranged this to begin with.
What'd you do? Pick one out of each line?
Yeah, I did.
You picked one out of each line, but you basically can see
it's the same color
they're all
across
the same
the board.
color.
So if you like Glide 40 thread, Glide has a little bit of a sheen to it. Beautiful color. I like Bone 17443. We kind of got that one moving.
Yeah.
In the industry of color, it just kind of soaks up anything that's around it. When you look at it in person, it has like a little bit of a blush tone to it, depending on what lighting it's in. But next to like purples or blues or reds,
Pinks.
it starts, or pinks, it sucks up that color and becomes a lighter version of that color around it, so it looks really, really nice. Amy said that I turned her on to the Glide Bone. It's great. It's a go-to.
It's definitely one of the go-to colors.
If you like Omni threads by Superior, Omni is a very good thread. They have one called Ash Gray 3021. Yeah. This is another one of those taupey grays. And ash grays are really in right now. The video series that I'm gonna film this weekend, there's ash gray in the quilt, and it blends really well with colors around it. So this thread works really, really well.
It does. It can pull a little bit of that tan and that gray at the same time. So if you have those two colors in the quilts, the ash gray and the rest of these actually are the same.
Right. So the rest of these down this line are that same tone. It just depends on what brand of thread you like.
Yeah.
Because everyone likes a different brand of thread. That's why we carry over 26.
26 brands. 27, something
27
like that.
brands, I think, something like that. So the next one, same color tone, would be Primo Soft. Love a good Primo Soft. Warm Gray 4 in Primo Soft. Looks just like the ash gray, same color tones. If you like So Fine, 504, I believe it's called Genono Gray.
We'll just say 504.
504 has that same tone. If you like Masterpiece, if you're piecing or if you're quilting with it, Masterpiece Granite 156, same color. Now, if you're getting into more of the specialty background quilting, if you want to do some background quilting, you could use a bottom line 623 silver, that exact same color. It's a good 60 weight if you're looking at background quilting. And if you want to do intense background quilting, like super heavy background quilting or stitch in the ditch, micro quilter 7007. We sell that like crazy. It's a beautiful color for stitch in the ditch. It just kind of blends in with anything. So those are my go-tos, just depending on which brand I'm working with that day.
Depending on what quilt you're doing.
Yeah.
So basically you see that they're all like a taupe gray and then bone, because bone just kind of goes with anything.
Bones on his own.
Yeah, bones on his own, but it really does, especially Glide. And which, if you're using Glide, you could cool gray 3 or warm gray 4 would work too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are kind of those go-tos. So Tiffany had a good question.
So let's see. Tiffany's got a good one coming in here. I use a lot of laundry basket fabric that has taupe tones. What color would you suggest? If you're looking at fabrics that have a bunch of different taupe tones, however, they have other tones with them. They're not just taupe. Might be like taupe and some gray tones, taupe and white
White tones?
tones, different tones with it. You would probably want to stay, in my opinion, in these ash gray lines,
Yeah.
in this ash gray color, not just the line, depending on which one you like.
Yeah.
That will really work well with those taupe tones because it is a taupe-ish gray. They'll work really well together that way.
And Tiffany, you're always welcome to send us a picture. Text us a picture to our main phone number. Just say, hey, can you help me match the color here? And we do that. We don't mind doing that.
Yeah, don't have a problem with it at all.
Just make sure it's close up so we can really see it.
Yes,
and
please.
we can say, hey, just tell us what line of thread you use. And this is the project, and we can give you back a suggestion.
And if you don't care what line, at least give us a fiber type.
Yeah, cotton or
polyester.
Yeah, we'd be happy to give you a
that.
suggestion. Let's see, is there any other stuff before that? I just was going so fast on threads, I didn't look.
Oh, this is nice.
Let's see that one.
Laura, good morning from Jacksonville, Florida. Just found you guys last week and made my first order. Received it yesterday. Thank you for great customer service.
You are welcome.
You.
Thanks for ordering and thanks for watching.
We appreciate that.
That's what keeps us going.
Yeah, that's why we're here. That's why the lights are on. Let's see. Jeannie said that I've been leaning more towards grays, sometimes different colors to go with the quilt. Gray really works. Gray is the new neutral in this industry. I mean, gray's been around for a while, but the new neutral, when it's kind of taken place of the parchment and Mother Goose. But I mean, we still sell a lot of that. However, it's just kind of started to shift because the fabrics these days, I don't know if you noticed, they start to have that slight gray undertone. Yeah, so they work really well with all the gray threads that are coming into it.
But speaking of all that thread and the basic stuff, what is a color that you would love to try? Like, or something that we want you to make sure that you branch outside of what you're used to. So if that's all you've been using is grays,
switch it.
Get a red. I'm just saying.
Wow.
No, actually,
that was intense.
Actually, get a variegated.
Oh gosh, here we go. That's the reason I went with splash of color. I'm just letting you know that right now. It had nothing to do with this. It had everything to do with what you came up with the other day.
Variegated colors. I love variegated threads. There's just, I know it's not for every quilt. I get that. But sometimes it's just, you throw a variegated on there and it just changes the design.
Lightens up the room.
It does. It lightens up the room. And so I was like, I love a variegated life. That's my new thing.
Variegated life.
A variegated life.
That's me.
Okay, let's go. Let's see. What does Lisa have? I have
a so you have to give them context on why you're talking about variegated threads.
Oh, so Corey's project that he's doing,
I've been really into navies, whites, and like ash grays.
Yeah.
Very into it. Like there's an accent wall painted in the house, navy. I'm switching some of my furniture that's ash gray. Like I've been very into it. And I've really been digging golds lately.
Yeah.
I did not think I would ever get into gold. I was always going to be a silver.
Yeah.
And I've really been digging. So this project that I'm doing is navy, white, ash gray, and I wanted to quilt it with gold thread. She was not having it because she was like, well, let's do a variegated. Let's find a variegated. I want to do a variegated. Let's do it. I had a beautiful, everyone in the office had agreed on this gold that I picked out. It was going to be stunning. And she came up, no, I want a variegated.
Well, hey, if it's solid, yeah, it's a solid color. Those are all three solid colors. There wasn't anything in there else with it. So I'm like, if you put a variegated on top of it, you're adding color to the quilt. You're giving dimension to that design. So we finally did agree on a variegated gold.
Finally.
Because he's still stuck on gold.
Yes.
Anyway, let's
still
go
stuck on gold.
Okay.
So that's your context for the conversation. Lisa, I have a red and white Hunter Star quilt. Would you quilt it with red, white, or another color? Depends on what the main focus of the fabric is. Do you have more red? Do you have more white? Personally, I really like to be bold. I probably would do it in red.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Yeah, but depending on if your backing is white, then I would say do it in white.
It depends.
Yeah. So it really
it depends. It's a personal preference. If you do same thread top and bottom, which we always suggest, if you do that red thread on that back white, if you have a white backing, at the end of the day, if you think about it, yes, it's going to show your quilting, okay? But it's going to end up looking like a beautiful whole cloth if you want to flip it around.
Very true.
If you want to say, I love this
Depending
Hunter
on the quilting
Star.
you're doing.
I mean, it has everything to do with the quilting that you're doing.
If you're doing lots of stitch in the ditch and things like that, then it might not be as pretty with it having red on the back on white. So
depends.
yeah, it really depends. So it depends on what you want to look for. So we've had different people come in here with like stuff like you're talking about. They bring their quilt tops in here every day, and we help match their backing and their colors for them. And it's awesome. We love seeing all the piecing that comes in here and all the designs. So if I would say he would go with red,
I'd probably do red.
and I would probably, depending on like how much red and white was in it, I would probably go white. So we're always opposite.
Red.
You probably didn't get any help. Sorry, Lisa.
Red.
Go ahead.
Red.
Next.
Let's see. Amy, I have a customer who wants variegated with fall colors.
We have those.
I think Omni has one.
Omni has one. King Tut has one.
And Fantastico has one.
They have some really fun fall color ones.
I think Affinity has one too.
Yep.
Let's see. Really love the Glide Blue line of threads.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of blues.
They really do.
Like a lot.
They have a bunch of colors. Let's just put it down there.
340?
Over 300. Yeah, we made a whole new packing system in the back, and it takes up like almost half our warehouse.
It does. They have so many colors, and they're not done.
Yeah.
There's gonna be more. I'm so excited. Let's see. Amy, Glide Military Gold is a great color too.
It is.
Oh, I wonder. That's funny.
That is not the color you chose.
I chose Dijon, but that was the second one that I had. But still, Glide Dijon is a really nice gold too.
Like, all right,
Amy and I, we get each other. She knows. Let's see. For Aurifil thread, what color would be the ash gray color? Unfortunately, Robin, we don't sell Aurifil here, so I'm not sure what the exact color is, but I could research it and let you know.
Yeah, we'll research that.
I don't know right off the top of my head, but I'd be more than happy to research it. I'll get back with you next Friday.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know. Well, so everyone can know at one time.
Yeah.
Let's see. I really just need to have this on in the same thing. I'd love to try variegated. Any hints? Yes. Variegated with hints. If you watched our thread video, when we talk about variegated threads, it's always important when you're picking out a variegated thread for your project to look at it from the top of the cone.
Exactly.
And not from the side of the cone. The side of the cone, depending on how it's wound that day, and we showed it in our thread video, you can have two colors that are the exact same color, but they're wound completely different.
Yeah.
And you can see those colors different. You think it has more of one color than it really does.
Yeah, so that's
always look from the top.
Really good tip. Look from the top. If you're not sure about using variegated yet, go with a tone on tone variegated to try it out. We have lots of tone on tones that are really pretty. So different varies of blues or grays or taupes, you know, that might be something that you try just to kind of get into the variegated world. And then after that, there's so many varieties.
You can go crazy.
Crazy, yes.
Lisa loves our answers that contradict each other.
Yeah.
Joey, recently I made a quilt in bright pink and black. What color would be your thread choice?
Ooh. So again, it really depends on how much bright pink is in the black. If it's a majority black, you would probably use a soft black, right? Not true black. And it depends on your backing. It really does make a difference on the backing as well. So like if your backing is going to be white for some reason on that, you wouldn't use black thread on that. It just, black on white doesn't look as good unless you use a thinner thread. A 40 text just doesn't look as good. It just doesn't. What? However, if it's an even 50-50 black and pink, I would look for variegated because they have them, or probably pink.
I've never seen a black and pink variegated.
No, they have some up there.
Where?
I'll find it.
Go get it.
I'm pretty sure there is something.
I don't think I've ever seen a black and pink variegated.
Kind of black, kind of pink gray.
A black kind of pink gray. All right, that's where we're going.
No, anyway, so again, if you'd be happy to send us a picture of that. We'd be happy to give you a better idea. It's hard when we don't see the top.
Pink and black. It depends on what the dominating color is in the quilt.
It really does.
It really does. That's really what it ends up being. What's the dominant color in it? Let's see. Good morning, Karen. Let's see. Good morning. Barbara said good morning and with her coffee. But Barbara, do you have a Good Morning LEQ mug to go with your coffee? You need one.
I'd say get one and then send us a picture of it and we'll post it. You holding it. You don't have to have your face in there if you don't want to. You can have your cute little puppy or cat or grandchild.
Made a postcard from Sweden Quilt, 36 colors of Kona solids. We love a good Kona solids. We have their pre-cuts here. And was thinking gray, but thought gold might be fun as well. Good. Yeah. Good. I like to see that. Probably with the Kona solids, I would lean more towards a gray silver.
Yeah, I would too.
Personally.
Actually, the
Um,
bone would be really
the
pretty
bone would be really pretty on it
because it
too.
would pull all those colors that are there, all the pinks, the purples, the blues.
Or if you want to hit it with like a light pastel variegated,
Yeah,
it would have that gray tone, but you'd also have color with it. That'd work really well. I think Omni has one, Omni variegated Fairy Floss,
fairy
90
floss.
something.
Yeah, and then Fantastico has one
Fantastico
too.
has one called Opalescence. That's really pretty.
Yeah,
It has
I like
those.
Opalescence because it's a little softer.
Yeah, it's all, yeah, I'd say that. Let's see. Julie, Wish Glide would increase the variegated colors of the collection. Same. It's called in their variegated collection is called Affinity,
It's really
and same facts. Email me. I'll give you the email to the lady you can contact her to. Now they're working on
Yeah,
it.
they are working
They
on
are
it.
currently working on bringing out more Affinity colors. They didn't know what everyone's reaction would be to Affinity when they first released it, so they only brought out a short selection.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for them. That's kind of what I just think.
Yeah.
But I know that I've talked to them and they are in the process of expanding that collection because the Affinity variegated thread is a very nice thread.
Yeah.
It's a nice soft variegation.
The way the
it's
variegation changes.
really, really
it's almost
nice.
tone on tone in a way on some of them.
Almost, yeah.
Okay.
Got a good question here. Not a thread question, but I was gifted a ton of Linda's pantographs, but I cannot work from my machine from the backside. Can I still use pantographs? I do have a laser. Oh.
So she needs to know how to use them from the front side. You definitely
Which you can.
Yeah, it's about you. So if you have a laser and you're working from the front of your machine, most machines will have a little post on the top. You can actually, or on the side, yeah. You can as long as you point that laser, like say the pantographs over here and you're quilting over here, you're following the pantograph, but it's quilting. It's all about where you point the direction of the laser.
I would set your pantograph on the right-hand side of your quilt. First thing you would do with that pantograph is break it into, you don't have to cut it, but get like a chalk pencil or something, a pencil, something you can erase. But give yourself a straight edge and break it where you know the repeat begins.
They all have
and
repeats.
Pantographs, they all have repeats. That's the essence of it. It's repeat. It's the same pattern repeated over and over. So find one repeat, put you a straight edge and break that right there. And then work, like she said, with your laser light. I'm trying to come. This is like good. This is good stuff.
I know.
We gotta do a video.
Yeah.
Set the pantograph on the right hand side. Point your laser to the right. Follow that one repeat. Stop with your needle down. Shift. Exactly. Follow the one repeat. Stop with needle down. Shift.
We'll do a video on that. That's a good. Thank you. We've never even thought about doing one of that, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, alrighty.
Let's see. Everyone's going on with good stuff here.
Yay. So before we end today, because we've got so much we've been talking about, we haven't really talked about much else.
I've got two things real quick.
Okay.
That just popped into my brain from last week.
Okay.
I want to check on Mary H and Lisa H. They both told us they were having total knee replacement last week.
Right.
So we just want to check on you, let you know how you're doing. We're thinking about you. Hope it all went well.
Yes.
And hopefully you have a speedy recovery. I was thinking about that this morning, so I had to write it down.
Yeah.
So I didn't forget.
Yeah. We always have to write stuff down, or we'd forget, or we would just jabber and we wouldn't even know what we're talking about. All right.
Half the time.
I know. So before we end, we have two things. First, I have a suggestion or something that we're going to do that we really need your help with, and then of course we'll do our thankful thing at the end. But we are going to be doing a live in a couple weeks, and we know a lot of people have questions like about Corey and Dianna. So we're like, you know what? This is your chance to submit a question to us. It doesn't matter what it is. You can ask us. Now, if it's too risque, we won't answer. But I mean, for the most, Corey might. But I mean, to answer questions about whether it's quilting, whether it's anything about us, or how long we've been doing this, or how long of that, or
House Spike.
Or House Spike, or where we go to college.
I'm bringing him to work up here one day.
You know, any of that type of stuff. Definitely, we want to hear from you, and we're going to have a live and answering your questions live. So what we're going to do is Corey's going to send out a Facebook and Instagram post, and you can just ask your questions there. And we'll also have an email in there in case you prefer just to send us an email with the question. And then we're going to put all the questions together, and we're going to spend our 30 minutes answering all your questions. And it doesn't, like I said, doesn't matter what question you have, definitely ask us. And that way you can get to know us even on a different level. I think that'll be fun.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
It'll be interesting.
So to recap, get to know us. And we will send out the links on how you can submit your questions, and we were going to ask those questions live. So,
we have another quick question that kind of popped up real quick. I've got to find it personally. Pamela was saying that she has a machine and she gets shredding with Glide. She's tried a bigger needle and sewing slower, but it does not seem to like Glide. There's a couple of things that can work with that. One, your tension may be a little too tight. Normally when you see thread shredding, it's because your tension is a little too tight. So that would be first thing. Second thing is when I work with Glide threads, forgive me, I've got to find the picture. But when I work with Glide threads on any of the machines I work with, I have to tie a piece of batting around my back thread guide.
Yeah.
It adds a tad bit of extra tension to it, and I'll get up and show you. A tad bit of extra tension to it, which allows it to not like back up.
Yeah.
There's a word, like it's when that check spring is doing the pull up, it has a little bit of backlash, which causes it to get caught and then shred a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you add this little piece of batting, and it's just regular piece of 80/20, nothing fancy. I tie it around the back thread guide, and I know it's harder to see. But I just tie it around that back thread guide, and it just adds a little bit of extra tension, and it keeps me from having shredding issues.
And you don't tie it tight.
No, don't tie it tight.
You're just tying
enough
it just enough to let, and then you'll pull it. So as long as your thread pulls through without any grab, it's perfect. So don't tie it tight.
Yeah.
So.
But that's the little tip on that. So give that a shot. And hopefully you'll be able to use that Glide.
Look at Amy says, "Ooh, get ready! I have questions, Corey."
Shocker. Amy's always got the questions.
No, that'll be fun. And nets do help as well.
Yes, thread nets on the thread will help as well. If you don't have access to thread nets right away, order some. We have them, but in the meantime, try the batting thing. That should hopefully work out for you.
Exactly. All right. So what we're thankful for, because we have to be off by 9 for our internet. Today, I know it's crazy.
The world we live in.
It's crazy. You think it'd be faster being right next to Walmart, but it's not. Anyway, so what we're thankful
I had a great comeback for that, but go ahead. Continue.
Stuff that we're thankful for. It's definitely, we love to hear what you're thankful for every week. We forgot that last week, so we're sorry. So definitely put out there what you're thankful for.
Did we really?
Yeah, we did forget to ask them.
Terrible.
We have to write it down.
Cancel us off the air.
So definitely put on what you're thankful for, because that helps everybody that watches this now or watches it later on. They're like, it just brings, when we can see happy things, it makes us smile. And we need happy things these days. We need them every day. But anyway, what I'm thankful for is going to be funny.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I'm thankful for crayons. The inventor of crayons.
Crayola?
It doesn't matter the brand. We're not speaking brand here.
Okay.
But just crayons. Because as a child, I was taught to color, to design, to come up with ideas, to make rainbows, to come out, just to go outside the box with color. And had I not ever had crayons to play and realize it's okay to just color outside the lines and choose whatever color you want, it's your design choice. Yes, it's a design choice. I don't think I'm not sure how I would have looked at color as an adult if I had not had crayons when I was a kid.
Crayons.
Hey, we have to be thankful for everything.
I just like the way you pronounce it. Crayons.
How?
Isn't it crayons?
It's crayons in my life.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I've ever heard you say it that way. Crayons. All right, I'm gonna start calling it that. Crayons.
It's crayons.
Crayons.
That's the Georgia coming out of me.
Yeah, the original. I'm thankful. It's kind of funny because it goes in with splash of color and actually with your crayons. I'm thankful for creativity. In essence, overall, it gives us all a beautiful outlet to express ourselves and kind of escape a little bit from the world. So I am thankful for having the ability to have some creativity in our life.
The ability and the freedom to be able to choose and create what we want. Exactly. Art. And that has to do with crayons,
because it's a design choice.
Anyway, so let's put a few thankfuls up and then we're gonna head on out.
Judy's gonna go. I'm thankful for the ability to create.
Oh yeah, same thing you were saying.
Shout out. Jude, being able to own a long arm in shows like this that teach me new skills. Thank you. Oh yay, we're so excited. That's awesome. Let's see. Thankful for the leftover holiday candy canes.
Exactly. It's the simple things.
The little things in life. Laura, what is your Facebook page called? Linda's Electric Quilters.
Yep,
that's
right
our
there.
Facebook. Yep, same thing. Let's see. Hope you asked what we're thankful for today. I'm really thankful for coffee with friends today, really getting cabin fever with the snow, cold, and COVID.
I bet so. I mean, it's not near as cold as it is in other places in the world, but just getting up this morning and walking out and like I think it was 29 or something, like I'm just done with this cold
I love the
already.
cold. You know, it's supposed to snow next week.
I'm
They're
done with the
predicting
cold.
it.
So
I
I'm
hope
right
so.
there. I am right there with you.
I'm hoping it snows. Thankful for my grandmother who taught me to quilt. Oh, I
Yay.
relate to
You
that.
do relate to that.
That's what my grandma did. Thankful for you guys. So all sorts of fun stuff.
Yay.
Yay.
So if this is your first time joining us, or if you've only done this a couple times, on our Thursday nights, we like to teach topics, teach you how to do random stuff, whether it's quilting or making blankets or pillows or just whatever. But we try to stay around the craft world. And then on Friday mornings, we just like to chat with you, get to know you better, you get to know us, and then we talk about simple topics. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for following us. You guys keep us going. Without you guys being on here with us, it'd be really hard to sit here in front of a camera and just not talk, just talk, right?
I mean, I
It
could
would
figure
be,
out something to talk about, but
but
it
you know
wouldn't
what I'm
be as
saying. It's
fun.
not as
It's
fun as
nowhere near as
engaging.
fun.
So thanks for doing all that. Don't forget, we do have merch on our website. We have shirts, all kinds of stuff, and we have our fancy little mugs that we made just for you guys that have Good Morning LEQ on one side and After Hours on the other. All right, we got to get going. I heard the door
Alrighty, I
unlock,
know.
so
Off to work. Alrighty, well, we hope you all have a wonderful weekend, a great week, and we will see you next Thursday on